Hey, all right. Hi, everybody. Is this working? There's a switch on it. Did you turn it off, Derek? You trying to punk my ass? I just got DW'd by Derek Walton. How about you give it up for all the comics? That was a great show. Very fun show. Real quick, everybody's talking about it. Gun violence, gun laws. Here's my take on it. I don't think we should blame violent video games. That's been disproven. So how about this? Yeah, how about this? You can have my violent video games when you pry them from my red, dead hands. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you for coming out. I always think it's crazy when people come out because it means you left the house. That's tough to do. Tough to do. When you're younger, it's all about going out. It's great. But as you get older, it's all about going home. Man, you can't just stay home all the time because it loses its luster. All of a sudden, you're like, oh shit, I'm depressed. So you do have to go out. But the best part about going out is definitely going the fuck home. After a couple hours, I'm like, oh shit, almost time to go home. Can't wait. I'm gonna play so much Red Dead. It is nice when people come out. Home rules, you got all your stuff there, your pets, dogs, cats probably. Maybe a bird if you're out there. Birds and fish if you like to watch the world burn. You got most of your drugs at home. You know, you got other drugs, your car drugs, pocket drugs, backpack drugs. But your home drugs, typically the biggest and the best of the drugs that you have. Pants are optional at home. That was not the case here. To get in here, you had to wear bottoms or at least a long top. At home, no dress code. That's a point for home. Masturbation is on the table at home. Right? Masturbation is off the table at home. It's wherever you want to do it. You live there, so, you know, it's up to you. If you have roommates, you can hash it out at the next meeting. You know? Live for tonight. Sometimes people want to talk to me after shows. That sucks. Show's over. Let's go home. I want to get the hell out of here. No, I like talking to people after shows when they're nice, when they want to talk about comedy. I love that. But sometimes after shows, people want to talk and they're just mean and it doesn't make sense. It's like you could have just gone home. But instead, you decided to leave me a face-to-face negative Yelp review. I don't have an account. It's not a business. It's a hobby. No. It's an addiction. One time after a show, a guy was mean. He called me a sheeple, and that sucked. Yeah. I was like, I'm one dude. Sheeple is plural. What the hell? How can I be a whole group of sheep people? I'm just one sheep person. But the wall an individual. Anyway, fuck that guy. He was mean and dumb. That's not a good combo. Pick one if you have to, but both is a lot to handle. He was dumb. He didn't know the difference between good and well. That's pretty bad for an adult. He was telling me how he grew up on a farm, and he said, we used to get our water out of a good. And I was like, I think you mean a well. He said, shut up, sheeple. I was like, damn. Hit me with it 2 times. This is go-to insult. I quit drinking a couple years ago. Anybody else not drinking tonight? Just me. All right, perfect. I ask in the hopes that other people that aren't drinking feel less alone, and it's always just me feeling real alone. I'm like the only person, but it makes sense. You come out to have a few drinks, have a good time, maybe get laid. I'm just here having a panic attack in the corner. Hopefully nobody notices that I'm not drinking, but I'm just standing in a bar. This is the only time I feel like I'm not in the way, is when I finally get to go on stage and start performing. There's not going to be some server just right behind me everywhere I go. Oh, sorry. Do you guys have a water jug somewhere? I like when a place has a water jug set up and some cups, because then those of us that aren't drinking know right away we can go fuck ourselves. See that, you know, the bartender's just telling you, if you need me, I'll be over here making money. So why don't you have some water, please, and just leave me alone for sure. I quit drinking, but I still smoke weed. I'm not a cop. I'm cool. A lot of people say that marijuana is a gateway drug, and I actually agree with that. Because sometimes after I smoke weed, I'll think to myself, I wonder how much that gate weighs. Is that wrought iron? What is that thing? It's heavy as hell. Hard to know for sure without giving it a push, though. That's when you know. That's when you know for sure. We decriminalized mushrooms in Denver. That was cool. We got to start wearing shinier stuff, for sure. Feel it. I think the reason that measure passed is because studies have shown all kinds of great benefits to taking magic mushrooms. They're not just for looking at your hand in the park anymore. There's something real good that can come from them. It's crazy. There have been studies that show benefits for all kinds of different things. Depression, PTSD. One study showed great feedback from terminally ill cancer patients. So these are all good things. Hopefully we can do some good with some mushrooms. But I did think about it, and I decided I am not going to do mushrooms with any terminally ill cancer patients. That sounds like a lot. And I've done mushrooms before. They can get really intense. I would hate to be hanging out with my friend, and all of a sudden he's like, dude, holy shit, am I dying? Because I'd have to be like, yeah. Normally, your friend asks, you're like, no, everything's fine, you're just on mushrooms. Not that night, you know? You're just like, yeah, I was hoping you would forget about that, but I'm gonna go change the music. I'll be right back. You're gonna be all right tonight, I think. It would suck if your friend died and you had to call the cops. You're like, yeah, could you send a cop over here to talk to me about my dead friend for a few hours? I'm on mushrooms, it's gonna be the worst. That uniform's gonna fuck me up, for sure. If you could send maybe somebody from Vice, it would help if there were. You got anybody undercover? Some long hair would help. Tell you what, I'm not going to be here, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw an arrow on a piece of paper. I'm going to point that arrow at my friend. When the officer shows up, if the arrow is no longer pointing at my friend's body, some shit went down after I left. That's as much as I can help, huh? Decriminalize ain't legal, that's for sure. I got a quick impression for you. This is, we're talking about drugs. This is my impression of a snake on heroin. Hopefully none of the other comics did that, but this is a snake on heroin. Ready? Because of jazz, is why that's... How does the snake do the heroin? Good question. Also, how is the snake snapping? I guess because of the heroin, but again, how do you do the heroin? Must have had a salamander friend. They've got hands. When I tell those last few jokes, I have to be sure to start with the marijuana joke, or else the rest of it isn't as funny. It doesn't make as much sense. The marijuana joke is a gateway joke to the mushroom joke. And the heroin joke Be careful out there. It's a slippery slope. Those drug jokes. I got married a couple months ago. That was exciting. Yeah, thank you. That was a lot of fun. My wife and I were together for about 7 years before we got married. I like being able to call my wife my wife. Got sick of calling her my girlfriend because she was an adult woman the whole time we were together. Boyfriend and girlfriend start to sound weird after about 24, 25. And it just gets weirder every year, you know? You're in your 40s, you're like, this is my boyfriend. I'm going to be like, oh really? When did this little kid learn how to walk and talk? This little boy of yours. A lot of the terms we have are lacking or weird. Spouse is weird. Anybody ever use spouse? I don't like spouse. That's very precise, very sterile kind of a thing. Like a legal, medical term. I feel like there's no emotion if you're using spouse. Neither of you are orgasming if you're going with spouse. It just sounds nerdy, you know. This is my spouse. She is an adult Caucasian woman. Approximately 61 inches tall. 2 breasts. Yeah, I don't like spouse. Partner is cool because it's not gendered, so everybody can use it. I like partner. But every time I hear somebody use partner, I think of a professional wrestling tag team. Every time. That's the tag team partner. In the ring and in life. Your partner. You use partner, I'm putting you both in face paint and tights. Wrestling another couple inside of a steel cage in Buffalo. So that's distracting for everyone. Significant other is pretentious, I feel. That's a lot of syllables for somebody that you're banging. They're so significant, why don't you put a ring on that thing? I feel like we're coming up with new terms all the time, which is good. Definitely a good thing for the most part, because we're getting more accurate in our descriptions of people and things. But we have to be careful. I think we can go too far. In a few years, if we're not careful, I feel like we can start hearing the term insignificant other. It's gonna hurt some feelings. But it could be helpful, you know? You hear insignificant other, you know right away, short-term thing, nothing serious, they're having fun. So it could come in handy, you know? You gotta bring somebody new to a big family event, Labor Day barbecue. You're like, hey, everybody, real quick, this is Dale. He's my insignificant other. Kind of a piece of shit, so don't worry about getting to know Dale. He will not be back for Thanksgiving, I promise. Thinking about ending things in mid-October because I'm not doing a goddamn couple's costume with Dale. Be pretty helpful, I guess. Not the worst for everybody except for Dale, of course. Don't feel too bad for him, kind of a piece of shit. When I got married, I had to fill out living will. You know, you have to make decisions. I knew what I wanted. When it's time for me to say goodbye to this realm, I'd like to be trampled by a police horse. I'd like to be trampled by a police horse. That's right, suicide by clock. And that is, my wife knows that's what I want. I'm real glad that I'm with my wife. I've had some bad relationships. Anybody else? Bad relationships? Yeah, you know about them. Come on. God, your first murder charge was fucking Dale. Didn't get the hint, but yeah, I've had some. My first relationship was not a good one. So my first girlfriend was in high school. I was in high school too. We were both in high school. Shit. I gotta say that better for sure. Both both in high school, and everybody in my high school knew this girl as the Marilyn Manson girl, because she always wore Marilyn Manson shirts. So you know right away, I didn't find the one, you know what I'm saying? I was 15 though, I was like, holy shit, she's talking to me. We're gonna make it work. Do what I can. And we were doomed from the start, me and Marilyn Manson girl, because I was more of a Korn, Limp Bizkit, System of a Down guy. So we had a real Capulet Montague situation. She cheated on me a bunch. That's no good, especially in your first relationship. There was even a rumor in our high school that Marilyn Manson girl had one of her ribs removed so she could suck a bunch of other guys' dicks. What do you do with that, you know? There was also a rumor that she was Paul on the Wonder Years, and that was less popular of it. I know now I should have dated 9 Inch Nails girl, you know? The scars would have been physical instead of emotional. She didn't listen to Trent Reznor, she just had long fucking nails. I've been doing stand-up for a long time, I love it. You have to do a lot of different things to try to get by though, you know, because it's tough to have a regular job and to be doing this all the time, so yeah, I'm just glad. I mean, these are my good pants and my bad pants, is what I'm saying. It's tough. It's tough. You gotta make sacrifices. Trying to get on late night so I can get some of that pants money. Yeah, you have to try to do a lot of different things to make it work. I invented a product that should be available soon. It's clear mustard, so that's exciting. I've been working real hard. It's mustard that's clear. I don't know if that was clear, but that's what it is. If you doubt my commitment, this shirt is covered in mustard right now, so you had no idea. So it's ready. I'm calling it ham sanitizer. So if you see hand sanitizer, give it a try. I sell enough hand sanitizer. I've got the follow-up product ready to go. It's clear mayonnaise. It's perfect. We're calling that, I can't believe it's not semen. That's not going to be for everyone, obviously. You could maybe pick some up as a gag gift, I guess. I almost gag just saying that every time. I also wrote a pilot for a TV show, so that would be cool if I could get that made. Yeah, hey, you never know. It's about Hitler when he was in high school. So maybe don't woo so early next time. No, it's gonna be fun. I promise. I'm gonna try to make it fun. We all went through high school. Just be, you know, one guy's perspective of high school. I set the show in the 1990s to make it more fun, you know? We had a lot of fun in the 90s, so, you know, it's a fish out of water story, but that fish is Hitler. It's Hitler in high school in the 90s. I'm calling it Mein So-Called Kampf. So if you see that on Crackle, give it a shot. I've done some commercial acting. There's some of that here in Colorado, so that's a nice way to make a buck. You gotta be careful though, because sometimes those companies will look you up on social media and you get in trouble, you know, if you've posted things that they don't like that makes them look bad. Like, I was supposed to do a commercial for toothpaste not too long ago, and a specific toothpaste company, not just the idea of toothpaste. Just a PSA. Seriously, fucking toothpaste, come on. You gotta use it. Either start using toothpaste or stop talking to people in real life. No, it wasn't that, but I did. I got fired. Somebody must have gone onto my Twitter. They found an old tweet of mine that said, "Fuck toothpaste." Why are we still using toothpaste? Wake up, sheeple. From now on, I'm I'm using new food to knock the old food out of my mouth. Join me, you know. So, yeah, that was that's a gross one. I do a lot of weird things for money. Not that thing, but a lot of other weird things. Not the main thing that people do for money when they don't have skills, but just a sassy mouth. Anyway, one thing I've done a lot of in the last few years for money is call professional wrestling matches, so that's weird. Yeah, Lucha Libre and Laughs. We were a part of Denver Taco Festival a few weekends ago, and that was a good time. Yeah, it's fun. We called wrestling matches, we called these Chihuahua races too, which was, we lost a lot of good Chihuahuas that weekend. But no, it was a good time. Me and another comic, Sam Talent, were both just out there all weekend, basically trying to get free shit from all the sponsors, all of the vendors. There are all these taco trucks and stuff, so we're like, hey, you know, we're on microphones all day. If you want to get some free advertising, bring over whatever you're selling, and we will eat it or drink it, and we'll talk about it. And it works. We've been doing it for a while. We had all these tacos and ice cream brought to us. It was the best. And this dude comes up with a flyer for a tattoo convention, and he was like, hey, will you shut this up? So we did, you know, and a couple hours later, the guy comes back. He was like, thank you so much. That was great. Here's a couple of t-shirts. And we saw Sam's t-shirt first, and it was real dumb. It was the following on the shirt, and it was all of the logos, you know, all the different logos for these companies, and it said, YouTube, MySpace, and I'll Google your Yahoo. And we were like, cool, this is the dumbest fucking shirt of all time. Glad we got this for free. And then we were like, I wonder what mine is. And this is what mine was. Oh my God, can you imagine? It was the perfect reveal, you know? We see the other shirt first, then we see this one. We just start dying laughing like a couple of, you know, 12-year-olds. And I'm just like, where am I gonna wear this fucking shirt, you know? I like that the guy brought over those two. They were like the top two, I'm sure. He was looking at these other shirts. He's like, no, those are stupid. I gotta go with the good ones. There's nowhere I can wear this. Because when you have words on a shirt, it's a first impression with anyone you haven't met before. And I don't want anyone to have this in their head when they see my face for the first time. Whoa, dude, yeah. Says a lot with just a couple of characters. I did realize eventually there's one place I can wear this shirt where it wouldn't be completely unacceptable. And that would be if somehow I were able to find myself at Jared Fogel's parole hearing. And then it might be okay. I could sit there and be like, I haven't made up my mind yet on what. No, of course I'd be like, let him out. It's a garbage company. He's a garbage person. They belong together. All right, thank you so much for coming out. That's good news for me. I appreciate you.